Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pained, all faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks, neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city, they shall run upon the wall, they shall climb up upon the houses, they shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it?
RAWCHAA YAHAWASHI, RAWCHAA YAHAWAH, RAWCHAA YAHAWAH, RAWCHAA YAHAWASHI.
Malachi chapter 4 and verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither nor the root nor branch. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. SHALAWAM to all you sincere AHCHYAM or AHCHYAM scattered abroad the four winds. This is the brother Mashiach Gabar from Houston, Texas. Yahawah being the Heavenly Father's name, meaning he exists, he is. BAHASHAM in the name of YAHAWASHI, meaning he saves and he delivers, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. BAHASHAM in the name of RAWCHAA, QADASH, the Holy Spirit. You know, as you just seen from the video previously, you know, that was the brother Manatazak Banyamye, you know, and it's speaking on this nuclear destruction that's coming, man. This is the lake of fire that, you know, the place of weeping and gnashing of teeth. You know, and as we get drawn closer and closer into these times, man, you know, the rumors of war, man. I want to say we're in a nuclear arms race as well, you know, with Russia, and, you know. But, you know, nuclear war is prophecy, man. The end of the world for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning, man. And let's see. As from the other video before, you know, what y'all had just heard was Joel chapter 2, verse 1 through 11, you know. Zechariah chapter 14 and 12, and this shall be the plague where the Lord will smite all the people and have fought against Jerusalem, and their flesh shall consume away while they stand up upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. You know, that fire, you know, that, you know, when them nukes drop, you know, what do? You know, they destroy everything in their path. They disintegrate everything, you know, completely just destructive. You know, if a person gets hit with the bomb, the nuclear bomb, you know, what's going to happen to their flesh? you know. So like, yeah, my nose has been stuffy all day from my allergies, but like, what's gonna happen until until their flesh, if they get hit with that nuclear bomb, their eyes and their tongues gonna melt, right where they stand, someone's just gonna disintegrate, you know. And Revelations, I think it's 18:8. So shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall utterly be burned with fire. For strong is the Lord of God, is the Lord YAHAWASHI, who judgeth her. You know. And I'm actually gonna get into all these precepts right now, man. But I just kind of wanted to give y'all a little visual right now, of that lake of fire that's coming, that judgment that's coming on the world, this second death. This is that lake of fire that, the place of weeping and gnashing of teeth. It's not this thing that the Christians teach, that, when that lake of fire, this is the place you go to in eternity, where all the sinners go and all the wicked go, to go burn for eternity and stuff. It's not none of that. It's not nowhere in the scriptures. That lake of fire is gonna be here on earth. That this hell. That lake of fire is gonna be when all these, when all of our enemy nations, in Babylon, when they all shoot these arrows, and the Lord guides these missiles, man, and just completely destroys America, Babylon the Great, and all these other nations, NATO and these elites and these, alphabet people, these Satanists, Illuminatis, all these people out here that, corrupt the earth. These damn devils and shit. But let me see, and if people don't know what those nuclear missiles are, I'm gonna screenshot that. Let me see. I think I had another. So like, yeah, I'm trying to look for this little missile. I had like a little post set up, the destruction of these nuclear blasts, man. It's like, I think that was somebody's shadow right there, right here. The destruction of these things, man. And the Lord, he put that spirit on these scientists, so that way one day these things can just get used. He put that spirit on them to know how to make these weapons, Look, actually, right here where we were just talking about it. The Most High, Yahawashi, gave Esau scientists the knowledge to create nuclear missiles for his own purpose. This is Isaiah 54:17. And behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire and bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and have created the waster to destroy. So ultimately, a lot of people be thinking it's their free will and stuff. It's not none of that. It's just the Lord put that spirit on them to, how to make it, so that way he can put them all in this, in his movie, this judgment, Let me see, I'm gonna pull out Isaiah chapter 14, verse 22 and 23. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, and the remnant, and son and nephew, saith the Lord. I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the bosom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. You feel me? So, Babylon, he's coming back to, he's going to rise up against them, all this power that they got, all this, arsenal, all these weapons and stuff, like we can't personally stand up to it, not right now. We try to step up to the government, I mean, unless the Lord gave us that spiritual power right then and there to, but at least from, we're not in that power yet, but the Lord, he can stand up to them, no matter how great they are, the Lord can go up against everybody, and he will. He's going to come stand up, for us, the so-called blacks, natives, and Hispanics. So I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, and remnant, and son, and nephew, saith the Lord. I will sweep it with the bosom of destruction, and that's going to be that nuclear, that nuclear destruction, the fire, that lake of fire. I'm going to pull out Ezekiel. Let's see, where's it at? Ezekiel chapter, it's going to be chapter 22, verse 17. 17 through 22. Okay. So, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, the house of Israel is to me become dross. All they are brass and tin, and iron and lead in the midst of the furnace. There are even the dross of silver, The house of Israel, so-called blacks, natives, and Hispanics, it become dross. Let's see what that word dross means. A moving back or away. Dross, usually of silver. Let me see. Take away from the dross of silver. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really understand the word dross. But, so if one of y'all can help me out with that, or I'll look at it later. But all they are brass and tin, and iron and lead, and in the midst of the furnace, they are even the dross of silver. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, YAHAWASHI, because ye are all become dross, behold, therefore I will gather you in the midst of Jerusalem, as they gather. Oh, Salakia. It turned on his own. Verse 19. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, YAHAWASHI, because ye are all become dross, behold, therefore I will gather you in the midst of Jerusalem, as they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin in the midst of the furnace, to blow the fire upon it, to melt it. So will I gather you in my anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. Yeah, I will gather you and blow upon you the fire of my wrath, and ye shall be melted in the midst thereof. As silver is melted in the midst of the furnace, so shall ye be melted in the midst thereof. And ye shall know that I, the Lord, YAHAWASHI, have poured my fury upon you. And how are they gonna know? When that's gonna be like that like, oh shit moment for a lot of these people, man. They're gonna know, everything that, the Pasaneros of GMS been teaching, has been correct. They're gonna eat that damn nuke, and they're gonna, woe to them that dwell in the world, man. Salakia. But right here in this verse, man, he's talking about, them people, he references it to them as silver and, tin and what was that? I think it said brass, Salakia. Iron, lead, tin, and brass. And, he's saying how pretty much he's gonna melt them up, man. And how is he gonna do that, it's referring to, melting them in a furnace. But, it's going to be through these nukes, man. That's how he's going to melt us up and burn us up. But the elect, the hopeful elect, the 144,000 and the remnant, they're going to be delivered out of this destruction, man. They're not going to taste that destruction, man. It's going to be just for Esau and the other nations, man. And, the 2/3, man. Let me see. pull out Zechariah. Oh, no. Salakia. I'm going to pull out Matthew chapter 13. Let's see, where's it at? Matthew chapter 13. Verse 39 and 42. The enemy that sowed them is the devil, and the harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of the world. You know? Are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of the world, man. You know, just kind of pointing out the end of the world right there, man. So, like, yeah, I didn't really break down that verse the best. I'm going to pull out Zechariah chapter 14 and verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord YAHAWASHI will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Oh, we actually read this verse in the beginning of the video. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. You know? Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier, man. The nuclear destruction, man. That fire is gonna, you know, ultimately burn everybody up, man. That's, you know, and that's the times we're getting into, man. You know, they're gonna, you know, all these other nations, you know, with the economy crashing and stuff, you know, war talk, you know, the MOTB still has to get pushed, Jacob's Trouble still has to kick off, and, you know, ultimately it's gonna eventually come down to that big boom, man. The big, you know, that's when, you know, the end of it all. And, you know, and everyone's, you know, all the wicked are gonna melt where they stand. Psalm 11 and verse 6. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire, and brimstone, and a horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. You know? So who are the wicked, man? You know, everybody who's an enemy of Yahawah and Yahawah. You know, anybody who's not in this truth, or anybody who's not of this bloodline, you know? You know, just straight up all them people that are just straight up abominable, man. Pull out 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 10. Oops, like you. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. You know? That's talking about... Oh, wait. Where'd it go? Okay, yeah, that's talking right there. You know, the heavens shall pass away with the great noise, man. You know, think about that noise. That what's it gonna sound like when you got, you know, all these, I don't even know how many nukes Russia and China has all in the world, and America. But you gotta think about it, like all the nukes that we have in all these governments and all these different countries, you know, when they all get set off, you know, what kind of a noise, what kind of great noise is that going to make? You know, big ass explosion from all corners of the earth, you know. Like, you know, it's going to be scary. And all the elements, you know, they're going to melt. So, you know, everything that's, you know, in America or Russia, China, you know, all these buildings and cars and luxury fashion and, you know, families and everything, you know, what we know is life is gonna be burned up in that nuclear destruction, man. And this World War III, this is our prophecy, these things have to happen, so our kingdom can come, because, you know, 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9, for Esau is the end and Jacob is the beginning that followeth, man. This world has to go. It has to, it can't continue to grow, man. If it continues to grow, it's just going to get more wicked, man. And the Lord has to destroy this place. Salakia. My nose, man. I just been running. I'm saying, I got a little stuffy nose, man, but I'm still trying to just make this video in, man. But, I don't got 2nd Ezra on here. Pull out 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. So woe to the world and them that dwell therein, For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up against and fight another. It's like with swords in their hand. Modern day swords or, these guns and stuff, Let's get into the times of Jacob's trouble, But, eventually all of this is all gonna lead up to, like, aside from Jacob's trouble, World War III and stuff's gonna kick off. And, we've had multiple wars in the past. Let me see, I'm about to pull something out for y'all real quick. So right here where it says, one woe is past, and, Salakia, Revelation chapter 9 and verse 12. So right there where it says, one woe is past, and behold, there comes 2 woes more hereafter. That's actually talking about, World War I, World War II, So one woe is past, World War I. I just forgot what year, the years World War I took place. But, we were taught that, in history class growing up, and just regular growing up, the education system. Just, so World War I happened, World War II has happened, with Hitler, these Nazis, and, with the, Amalek and stuff, that's who was really murking back then. That was World War, that's around the time of World War II. And, and right here when I say one woe is past, and behold, there comes 2 more woes hereafter, it's because, we got World War II and World War III. And, World War III is going to be the final war, the final, the last war. That's going to be, it's going to be it. And the new heaven and the new kingdom are coming. Because, the righteous are going to go on to rule this shit. And, they're going to be given the new kingdom, the new heaven, the new earth. We're going to have those laws, statutes, and commandments placed inside of us, to rule the earth. But that's after this kingdom is passed, Because right now it's given into the hands of the wicked. But, we get put in them powers, we get put in rulership, Ain't no more of that. Ain't no more of this wicked kingdom that's gonna, that's it, man. Babylon's through. China, Russia, everybody, The second woe is past. And behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. So the World War III is coming quickly, man. And as I say, you can just look at, current news events, go look at the articles, go see what's going on in the world, man. All these, I'm saying, it's like mass famines going on in the earth, man. The scriptures predicted this, man. Division amongst our people, Now they're trying to get steps into, getting us into the microchip, They want to, you know, banning the dollar, the cash, you know, so you know, paving the way for the charagma, the microchip, you know. But Second Esdras chapter 16, verse 1 through 4. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia, and woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. You know, all these, you know, all of our enemies. Gird up yourselves with cloths and sack and hair, and bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is set upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is set among you, and who may quench it? Verse 9 through 13. A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is it? And who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quaking, and the foundations thereof, the sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, and his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss. And when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, you know. So this referencing these nukes, man. The type of power that it's gonna have, you know, to rise the sea up, you know, with the waves, you know, trouble the fish, trouble, you know, all of that. And strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows shall not, you know, they're sharp and shall not miss. You know, they're gonna be shot from the ends of the world. You know, a regular bow and arrow can't do that. You know, I can't go to academy, go buy a bow and arrow. You know, I shoot it from across, like, you know, I can't do that. You know, I just walk in my backyard and just shoot it to China. Like, it's not gonna happen. You know, these arrows. You know, it's talking about these nukes, man. Like look at it. Like, let me find a better picture. Like tell me that don't look like an arrow. Whole nuke. Look, these are men right here on top of it. These are men. And that is an arrow. You know, these arrows being launched from multiple ends of the earth, man, to bring this destruction. You know. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, and his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. You know? Let me see. Pull out chapter 15, verse 39 through 41. And strong winds shall arise from the east, and shall open it, and the cloud which he raised up in wrath, you know, that cloud, man, you know, when nukes shoot, you know, when when a bomb drops, you know, it always is that mushroom cloud, you know, and it's just, you know, it's pure, just fire, and just, you know, it was death coming from that, you know, it's just, I don't know how to word it, but, and the cloud which he raised up in wrath, you know, because that's, you know, what kind of destruction is there, you know? And the stars stirred to cause fear toward the east and the west wind, and shall be destroyed, you know, east and the west, you know, America, Babylon, you know, Russia, China, you know. Those stars, you know, they're bright when they're shooting, you know, they're bright. And then when they land, you know, it's going to be even more bright, you know. And then there goes the fire, you know, that's going to destroy everybody, man. Let's see. Verse 40. The great and mighty clouds shall be puffed up, full of wrath, and the star that they may make all the earth afraid and them that dwell therein. They shall pour out of every high and eminent place a horrible star, fire and hell and flying swords. You know, ain't no flying like a real, like a blade sword, like double-edged sword. You know, not flying, but you know these swords referencing to, you know, nukes. Flying swords in many waters, that all fields may be full, and all rivers with the abundance of great waters. You know? Let's see, I'm gonna pull it out on this one. Jeremiah chapter 50. Let's see, where's it at? Oh, wait. Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 13 and 14. Because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate, and everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. All these other nations, you know, all these other people who got nukes too, you know, ain't afraid to use them on Babylon, you know. Shoot at her and spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord, you know. And so I'm just keep going. Let me see. Shout against her round about, and she has given her hand. Her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of the Lord, that vengeance is upon her, as she has done, do unto her. And cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn every one of his people, and they shall flee everyone to his land. You know? Where did that verse go? So like, yeah. You know, put yourselves in array against Babylon. You know, all ye that bend the bow. You know, that's what I'm saying. All these other nations, man, all these other people that got them bombs too, man. Like, you know, the Lord plans on destroying this place, man. You know, and all these people think they got free will. You know, it's not their free will, man. It's the Lord's movie, man. It's what he wants y'all to do. He wants y'all to destroy us. He wants y'all to point these nukes and these, you know, and just launch them and just, you know, leave America desolate, man. You know, because her sins are piled to the heavens, man. And the Lord remembers everything, man. So spare no arrows, you know. All these things they've done to our people, man. So-called blacks, natives, and Hispanics, man. You know. And we got next, bro. Esau don't like that. You know. We got next, bro. You know, they've had this wicked kingdom, this wicked rulership, man. All these, you know, years and years and years, and, you know, freaking kids, and, you know, they're all born, you know, with, you know. But, you know, and even at that, man, you know, our people, you know, they like to stay and sleep, man. You know, so-called blacks, natives, you know, Jake, you know, they're still worldly, man. They still desire the world, man. And, you know, they don't know, you know, a lot of them don't know that the destruction's coming, man. They don't know it's here, man. They don't know, you know, like, they're too, you know, they're too stuck in this world, man. A lot of people are too focused on chasing the bag, man. Not knowing that that same bag is about to utterly be destroyed, man. You're about to utterly, you know, your soul, you know. A lot of people just want to make sure they can look good for Instagram one time before, you know, before they eat them nukes, you know. But it's very serious times we're getting into, man. A lot of Jake doesn't see that, man. Oops, I like you. A lot of Jake doesn't see that. They rather just, you know, lie to themselves, you know. This worldly fashion. You know, Romans 13 and 11, man. That knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we believed. You know? It's time for our people to come out of sleep, man, because like I'm saying, man, you know, we're getting in the times of the destruction, man. And the windows of mercy are closing, man. You're not going to have the, and especially because famine of the word is coming too. Right now you got the time to listen to this, man. And, you're not going to have that time in, in Jacob's trouble and the times to come, man. You only got, right now. Before these nukes get to dropping, man. Because, people are, 2/3 are about to go quickly, man. The Lord's about to bring judgment, man, to billions and billions of people, man. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 10 through 11. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter, and I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy the land thereof. So the Lord not gonna cast away, his chosen man, the elect. But he's going to smite Egypt with plagues, man, just as before, man. What did he do with Pharaoh and the Israelites, man? Moses, And he's going to do that again to America, bro. America's modern day Egypt, man. Spiritually, the Roman Empire. These damn Babylonians and heathen customs, man, and homosexuality, all these things, man, are just, abominable to the Lord, man. The Lord's going to give it to you, man. He's going to do it to y'all people, man. My people are led as a flock to the slaughter, man. Our people are going to, they're going to go down too. So-called blacks, natives, and Hispanics, man. It's all about the elect, man. And the elect know what time it is, man. But, let me see. Isaiah. Let me see. I think we had already. I'm going to read it again, though. Where's it at? I thought I was tripping. Isaiah 54 and verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals on the fire and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. And we're actually going to get back to this verse at the end of that. I'm going to just leave it right there. He's created the waster to destroy, man. He's created the smith that bloweth the coals too, He we got back in the beginning of the video, when I was talking about those scientists, they've been created for a reason, man. They got spirits on them, to know how to make these weapons, man. Because, ultimately the Lord's about to bring that destruction, man. He's about to let all you that do wickedly feel it for real, that's why these scientists know how to make these things, man. Because it's all a part of the prophecy, man. Because they're going to get used. That's what I be saying. Like 2/3 of our people are going to die, man. And it's just according to Zechariah chapter 13, verse 9. Let me see. Where's it at? Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire. Oh no, Salakia, verse 8 through 9. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, YAHAWASHI, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. And they shall call on my name, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God. Talking about the elect, man. But in verse 8, man, the 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, man. It's talking about, those 2/3, man. Let me see, what's that pie chart? I had it right now. The 2/3, You got the 144,000 and, whoever else the Lord felt worthy to save, man. And the elect are going to consist of Israelites only, man. From the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom, man. So-called blacks, natives, and Hispanics. All of y'all to be specifically. And You know what I'm saying, man? So 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. You know, so two-thirds, 144,000 men, which is the one, the elect men, the elect, the 1/3 remnant. 144,000 men and the elect women and children, that's going to make up the 1/3, man. You know what I'm saying, man? These 2 parts, man, they're going to perish, man. And then, Esau, man, your time is up too, man. The devil, man. You Satanists, you elites, Freemasons, man. You people that, work with the left hand. Y'all are about to catch y'all's judgment too, man. And the devil that deceived them, these damn devils, man. These people, they're about to start pushing in the beast system too, man. Trying to deceive everybody, And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophets are, and shall be tormented night forever and ever, day and night forever and ever. Because, they're going to go into slavery, man. They're going to they're going to get tormented by us, man. These false prophets, that lake of fire, man. They're going to get destroyed, Whoever lives, because, them Edomites, they got their doomsday bunkers and stuff, man. They're going to, not everybody's going to, die in the nuclear war, but, that, there's going to be, that's when the elect going to come down, man. We're going to come clean up, man. Bust them Edomites out their bunker, man. Like, they're going to clean that shit up, man. They're going to go straight into slavery, man. Straight into hardcore slavery, man. They're going to go through it, man. But that lake of fire is going to knock off a mass majority of people, man. The nuclear warfare, man, is that second death, man. Going to be a lot of crazy things happening in this go around, man. And HALAL, if I said anything, if I might have worded anything wrong or, might have slipped up somewhere, HALAL, please correct me. BAHASHAM. But, at the end of the day, let me see, verse 14 and 15, and death and hell were casted into the lake of fire. So check this, it's a perfect example right now, how we're talking about, hell, hell's not a, we're in hell right now, this place we live at, So, like, make it make sense, this whole hell that, supposedly where people have been, from a Christian's point of view, make this make sense. People who have been burning for eternity and eternity, death and hell are going to be casted into the lake of fire, So, like, what about the people who die here, they've been wicked today, So what, they're just not catching on to the lake of fire that, all the people who've been burning in hell for eternity and eternity, it don't make sense, bro. Death and hell, when that lake of fire hits, man, because we're in hell right now, man. People die here in this hell, man. Death is going to be no more after that lake of fire, man. After hell gets destroyed, there's not going to be no more, That lake of fire we've been talking about is that nuclear destruction, man. All these people that are going to melt, man. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire, man. To the Lamb's book of life, man. The 1/3, the elect, the 144,000, the elect women and children, man. Ultimately all of Israel shall be saved, though, man. Let me see, Romans 11 and verse 26. Verse 26. And so all Israel, so-called, 12 tribes, the Israelites. So all Israel shall be saved, as it is written. And there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. For this is my covenant unto them, when I shall take away their sins. As concerning the gospel, they are your enemies for your sakes, but as touching the election, they are beloved for the Father's sake. You know? Let me see. For of him, and through him, and to him are all things, to whom be glory forever. Amen. You know? All of Israel shall be saved, man. The so-called blacks, natives, and Hispanics, man. You know? And we're going to go into that new covenant, man. We're going to get them new bodies, man. New, you know, new names, bro. We're going to have spiritual power, man. Our kids going to live forever, man. We're going to have whatever we want, man. It's the kingdom, man. You know? Especially, you know? The Lord going to take care of us, man. But you got to just, you know, you got to really trust in the Lord, man. You got to do these work, man. You know, do what he asks you to do, man. Because, you know, we aim to be the hopeful elect, so we don't have to be, you know. So we don't have to eat that damn nuke, man. We don't have to, you know, suffer with the wicked, man. Abaratazah, man, you know. The sincere brothers, man, we make it, man. You know, we all on the same mission. No. Oh, wait, it's like you. Verse 13. Oh, no. Salakia. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, no, this is it. Verse 13. Thus saith the Lord, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, this shall be the border whereby ye shall inherit the land according to the 12 tribes of Israel. Oh, nah, Salakia. I did not mean to pull this verse out, but I really meant to pull out a whole other, you know. But it's okay though, you know. You know, it still really applies. Not that verse, but it still applies, you know. At the end of the day, you know, all this land, you know, it's gonna be given into the 12 tribes of Israel, man. You know, we're gonna inherit the land. You know, it goes back like when I was saying right here, man. You know, ultimately with this, you know, with all this destruction coming up, you know, and I'm actually going to go ahead and end it off right here. You know, it's going to be the final one. But, you know, like I was saying, man, with all this destruction coming, man, the nukes, you know, all these, you know, all this destruction and death and famine and war and pestilence and disease and famine of the word, man, and you know, Jacob's trouble and microchips and vaccines and possibly zombies and, you know, robots, freaking Terminators and shit, you know, UFOs, you know, man, Mexicans and blacks and Native Americans flying and shit. Like, it's gonna be crazy out here, man. But guess what? Verse 17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. For this is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord, Yahawah BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, man. But I'm going to go ahead and end off the video right there, man. I hope this video was edifying unto you, AHCHYAM, man. Shalawam to you, sincere brothers, man. All praises unto Yahawah BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH, and double honors to the apostles and others of great millstone for teaching me this truth. Shalawam, AHCHYAM. Keep enduring, man. And, man, don't get caught up with this nuclear destruction, man. Keep fighting, man. Keep being sincere, man. Keep going. But that being said, man, Shalawam.